what men want. You know what? This movie, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was super fun. Like, I remember coming out of
say I hate it.
Never.
People was like, yo, that movie was all right, but this one was like super fun. I loved the characters and just the successful, like, kind of reimagining of that title and everything. So, first of all, I mean, what do men want, Tamara? Let's get into it.
Well, I've kind of been saying this, but I think that men definitely, they want the same things we do. They want love, they want attention, but then you guys want to be left alone. You know, you want your food, you want game, you want to kick it with your boys, but you want us to be there.
So how do we make that work? This is going to be a good, like, relationship segment for my audience.
As a man, I'm fascinated by what's happening
Well,
here.
I think how you make this work, because we're nurturers by nature. Mm-hmm. We love to, give the food,
Tell
make
that
sure.
to my mother who left me when I'm kidding.
No,
that did
she
not happen.
didn't.
I'm sorry.
I met his mom on set. But I feel like if you guys
She was
learn.
a background person, casting.
No, she wasn't. If you learn that we want that too, and if you could just drop your guard down just a little bit and stop being so tough and rough, just around that juicy part that you only kept for your mom, because you got to let us in there a little bit too, then maybe it could be a nice balance. I'm just saying maybe.
Yeah, I think if you were set up on a date with a man who was too soft and too emotional.
Oh yeah, you can't be too soft. It has to be a
Yeah,
balance.
so here's what I'm talking about. They live in the gray area. Yeah. My feeling is men live more in a little bit of a black and white thing. I said this before, but I think we're a little more fight or flight. And I think that it's sort of like, oh yeah, if we feel like we have the advantage, or if we think we see the advantage, we'll do the fight. If there's none, doesn't matter how we play it off, there's still flight. Like, it's just like, yeah, not worth my time. That's still flight. You know what I mean? Or like, whatever it is. It's sort of like there's not a lot of like, should I do this? There's.
So I mean, like, what, like, if it's flight, what can make men come back? Adam? Like, what can make a man that's gave up on the situation?
Lust. I'm kidding.
That always makes them come.
That always works, right?
A little lust here and there.
11:30 text. Like,
like 3 cocktails. That's what makes them come back. Let me think. I like to think that the men in my life who I admire really do respond to their better angels, and they, I'll tell you, the men that I respect are the men that maintain a strong sense of accountability. And so, and accountability is tough because you have to be able to go, I was wrong. Mm-hmm. Now, I've always felt really fine about being wrong because I have said for a very long time, and people are like, wow, you said that? I was like, yes, I say this and I mean this. I have never learned anything from being right about anything. So when I am wrong, that is a learning opportunity. Now, I did not think that way when I was 20. I really wanted to be right. That was really important to me. It is not so important to me now. I know that as in my job, I have to be the final word, but it doesn't mean I'm right. It just means like, okay, we have to make a decision, and we got to stick with it and feel good about it, and I'm going to take responsibility for that decision. So, like, those are the people. So if more men could feel better about that level of accountability, that they do, listen, there's a very famous saying, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy?
Happy.
There's a lot of guys I know who'd write right, because if I'm right, I'm happy. And I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that too.
You want to know how to connect with men, right? Well, I can help you open your inner portal. So let's just have some tea.
Oh, I don't really like tea.
No, have some. And I can read you. Just take a sip. Relax.
Ew.
Oh, yes. Now. Oh, what's that smell? Get it down. Sip it. That's just jasmine tea. If you don't count the weed and the peyote and the crack.
Crack?
I was just kidding.
You know, one of the things I used to do as when I was a college student, is I was starting to watch these DVD bonus features and get the director's commentary.
I did a lot.
And I wonder if you could go back to like the classics, and you could have Francis Ford Coppola's or like whose commentary for a movie that was before we started doing these features that's on.
Oh God, Billy Wilder. Oh my God, Billy Wilder. The films of Billy Wilder, because he did the variety of movies that he did. It was like he did all the comedies and dramas and action, like, and so and he was a real thinker, and I just, that would be great. George Cukor, because he was sort of crazy and gay and had to be gay during a time when it was not cool to be gay. I would love to hear the commentary. Do we have commentary? This is going to be a little sad moment, but do we have commentary on Boys in the Hood? I'll bet John Singleton did something.
I don't know.
God rest his soul.
I'll have to get it to see.
Yeah, I don't know if he did, but like, you know, being out there telling that story. But here's the thing that most people don't know about me: making movies is a grind. It is a job. It is very, very unglamorous. It is very dirty. And yes, there's a lot of people doing stuff to you, but it's not like it's comfortable doing stuff to you. It's like it's always a little uncomfortable, and it's grimy. Everything that is not in the lens is bad around it because it's all the junk everywhere and it's all a disaster. Yeah. So if it's not in the frame, you can bet there's shit all over the place. So, right?
Yes.
So it's a messy, chaotic, not cute thing. It's a blessing that we get to do it.
Yes.
It's a major blessing. But the commentary, like because I have actor friends, and when I go see something that they've been in, I'll immediately call them and go like, okay, I need to talk about what it smelled like on this set. There was a friend of mine who just did like an all-guy, like a buddy in the jungle thing like that, and I was like, I know that shit smelled like sweaty balls the whole time. That set was the worst. And he was like, basically, yes.
Before we go, and I'm glad y'all brought it up because I wanted to bring it up, but I mean, we lost a film pioneer, somebody that meant a lot to the film community with John Singleton. Untimely death. Like, what's his what is your, observation of his career and life as a creative, as artist? Like, what do y'all think about when y'all think about what he contributed?
He told real stories. He told stories that were true to him, stories about friends and family that he grew up with from his neighborhood. He was, as far as a cinematic genius goes, he was that. And the one thing about John, if it didn't feel real, if it didn't make him feel something inside, you were going to do it until it did. He was responsible for a lot of careers being put on the map, which was a beautiful thing. He took some no-names and put them in front of the camera and made them into superstars. And I say Morris Chestnut. I say, we knew who Taraji, I knew who Taraji was, but you didn't really know her until we saw her in Baby Boy, and he had a lot of contribution to this Hollywood, and it was a crossover. It wasn't just African American films. It was all over. Fast and Furious. He was just amazing, and he will truly be missed.
Yeah, I mean, he it wasn't until kind of late in my life, and it was before I actually started to direct, that I, as a gay man, realized that I was a minority. And there is no comparing myself, but anytime I see a group of people that isn't literally, frankly, just like a white guy, somebody who's like living down in the middle of the whole thing, anytime I see any group busting down a door, I'm so, I get not only excited, but it gives me hope again. And Boys in the Hood was such an important and seminal piece of work, and it was just so raw and powerful, and it was just such a stunning debut for a filmmaker, and just full of so much promise. And I'm older than he was.
It's so crazy.
And it just makes I was just with him at Taraji Star signing.
I
We were just
know.
with him, and we were talking about the future. So I'm in a very like kind of appreciate every day moment in these moments. But we lost a good one.
Let's all carry the torch, and everybody's gonna love What Men Want. You know, when they feeling sad about all this loss, they can look at this and it be brought back up. But y'all keep on doing your work, and we'll keep on watching and keep doing your thing. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Oh, a little sugar, a little extra sugar.